This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.
Welcome to the Time Is Now podcast, hosted by your team at IRG. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2. I'm your host, Justin Villa, real estate specialist, and we're here with Giovanna, my co-host, the broker, the boss. We are in a prime location today. As you can see, guys, we're not in our normal studio. We are in the sales gallery for 1428 with two very special guests, the exclusive in-house estate agents, Daniela and Jessica Juliao, part of Juliao Group.
Woo!
So, welcome, guys. How are you guys?
Well, super happy to have you over. What an honor. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Gio. You're the best, you guys. We follow you everywhere. You're amazing. Thank you for coming to 1428 Brickell. Such an honor.
Extremely happy. Anytime you guys come, you come with great presence. So happy to have you here.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. Actually, for us, it's an honor to be here today. Actually, this is our second show for this season, and we selected 1428 Brickell just because of the location. Well, first, you're our neighbors. Then, you're the dearest, not only friends, but co-workers that we've been working for many, many, many years. We've done many things together, and for us, it's just an honor to be here today.
Yes, thank you. We're super happy.
All right, so let's dig into the podcast. Last podcast we kind of spoke about why Miami, right? Why people were moving here, why developers are moving here, why big companies are moving to Miami. But we kind of wanted to focus a little bit more now in our backyard, the Brickell area, right? 1428 is going to be located here, and definitely why we want to know why people and developers will want to move to this area. And obviously, since you guys are experts in the industry and have the ability to talk to these people who are moving here and interested in investing in Miami, maybe we could get your take on what your opinion is about why people are moving here and why developers and companies are moving and choosing Brickell.
Well, I'm going to take the mic for this one. I think Brickell Avenue is kind of the center of Miami, right? It's a completely vastly different area from Miami Beach. It's not as touristic. So here we have a much stronger local economy. Now, Brickell Avenue in general is the highest concentration of banks in the United States, the second most important financial center in the United States, and quickly growing as one of the top cities, if not the top city, in terms of growth, job growth, population growth in the United States. In and of itself, the Miami area gets around 250 people moving daily. And it's not just in the terms of lifestyle, because sometimes the lifestyle of Miami, people think of Miami, people think lifestyle fun, which is true. We have a lot of fun here. But it's also our job growth, right? We passed New York in job growth this past year, which is a staggering...
Unbelievable. Yes.
How crazy, right?
How crazy.
So we passed New York in terms of job growth, and that is due to our magnet, right? That is now Citadel moving to the area, about half a block down from 1428 Brickell. Wild. So when Ken Griffin decided this, of course, all of the other hedge funds are like, hey, what's going on? Let's move down too.
Yeah, let's all go together.
So we have Apollo, we have a multitude of corporations, hedge funds, bringing their financial offices here. The tech sector is also coming down here because of our great lifestyle and our tax-friendly state and city.
And great executives, which earn a lot of money, Even we know of the Citadel, corporate people earning between $1 and $10 million a year. So imagine the amount of wealth that this is coming over. And this is only one of many that are coming. Mm-hmm. So we're receiving these leads and these phones from all over US and of course the world. We have people from even Spain, we have South America. In South America and Central America, meaning Mexico, Colombia, Bolivia, Ecuador, Argentina, even so it's crazy we're receiving these leads and we're turning over. 1428 Brickell, it's 40% sold and counting. So we're just, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we in our last conversation, like in the last podcast, we kind of mentioned, Jengis mentioned along the lines of that number of people that are coming, and I mean the number of developers and stuff that are building here. I mean, it's, if you look at the numbers of units available in a few years versus the number of people that are coming, that's only 3 weeks worth. Like, it's not enough.
It's definitely not enough.
Yes.
But it's important to understand also like why these developers chose not only Miami but this area in particular. Why Brickell? Brickell before was very known, but mostly residential, especially the south of Brickell. We do have that financial area as well, but now we see these new great developments, beautiful development like 1428, that it's in the middle. It's just in the center of Brickell.
Yeah.
Why? Why this here?
And I think it's a response of many developers thinking that the lifestyle that it's coming to the area needs to be elevated. And that's the luxury that we're bringing. And if you see, our product is completely different from everything we've done before. I've been 25 years, and with you, Joa, you know, we've been here seeing this growth, this amazing growth, and also the growing of the level of luxury. Our developer, Jamal Gidios, went to over 250 other around the world, other projects and buildings that were built thinking of what type of luxury is coming to Miami, what I want to bring over, that is the extra more of everything that's done before. So it makes all the sense to our investors and our residents to be able to acquire these beautiful masterpieces, because every unit in 1428 is a masterpiece.
It is. I think it's the mix of all the materials. I mean, it's such the organic flow that you have within the movement, the lines, and then the mixes of textures and colors, and which is all natural within the stones and the glass and the metals, all combined together. So that's what makes it a masterpiece.
Yeah. I also think that it is a thing of land availability. Going back to Justin's question, and this is a really interesting thing and something really important about Miami. One of the reasons why developers love to build in Miami is because there's not that much available land.
Exactly.
It's exclusive. On the eastern side, we have the ocean, you know, the water. Which is very, very indicative of Miami. Of course, we're right next to the water. But on the opposite side, we have the Everglades, right? Which are protected. Nobody can touch them. And these two barriers are literal barriers for just anybody coming in and just developing whatever they want. We have to be very, very strategic, right? And pick the best use of land here in Miami, because there's just not that much of it. So it makes it exclusive. It's going to make it exclusive for the following years, right? Because it's also very, very difficult to construct, to get permits with the city of Miami, everything. The amount of proofing, the amount of everything that you need to do here is like double that of any other metropolitan city. So it's highly competitive.
Actually, did you bring that? Can you talk a little bit more deeper about it? Because it's important for people to understand, you know, to bring a project, and especially in this area, it's not just, I decided I like this, let me just, this is a new building, let's just choose this place. No, it takes time and planification and a lot of studies and you know, a lot of drawings and permits to get this done. So do you have more experience than I have within that side, from the development side? Can you just tell us a little bit more about it?
So it's really very expensive to build here in Miami. First, starting off with permits, just to get your permit, your foot in the door with the Urban Design Review Board, to get any permit approved, you know, the whatever you choose has to be the best use of land.
And the land being so scarce,
right?
That we don't have land. So any piece, it's a jewel.
It is.
It's a gem. It's something that's difficult to find. So
the land is expensive.
Super expensive. Yeah. Even if you have to knock down a building, imagine that. And in case of the 1428 Brickell, we're knocking a building that's already up.
Right.
To be able to make way to this beauty that's coming.
So permitting with the city of Miami has to make sure all of their structural engineers, all of the, regular engineers, all of the city planning commission, they all have to be on board with the fact that whatever you're building is extremely durable and extremely hurricane proof, right? So whatever windows that you pick, whatever concrete that you utilize, it goes through stringent testing over and over again. In fact, we met with the owner of Coastal as well, and one of the things that he says is, every single morning we have to test the cement to make sure that it's durable to be able to hold the weight of a building, the entire weight and more. We reinforce it to 2 times the degree of what it really needs. So there's things like that make it incredible.
Now, meaning nowadays also the developments come completely finished. That's something that way back when it wasn't. Because normally we did what we call decorator ready, and these towers were done in 2 years, 3 years max. Now minimum you're taking 4 years, 5 years, 6 years to make these beautiful towers. Also, they're getting taller and taller.
Exactly.
1428 Brickell is going to be 70 stories, and mind that if floor to ceiling, it's going to be 11 feet tall. Normally, a building that you used to see here right now standing up is 9.
Yeah,
exactly. So and finishing even the closets like we do, the marble, the travertine marble throughout, all the marble that's coming in different treatments. They treat it differently, and it's coming bamboo travertine and chocolate travertine and light travertine. So it takes time. It takes a lot of cost also.
I think before this project I had no idea how many different tones of travertine there are. Now I can name them all. I can name them all.
Well, that's the new luxury. Before luxury, it was to a level.
Yes, and we believed it was luxury. And nowadays it's like when somebody talks about luxury, it says, okay, show me, because when you're in this level of finishes, come on.
Let's understand what's your luxury.
Yes, exactly. Let's compare each other and see what luxury. It's not a simple word.
No,
it has a lot of meaning inside, and it's different levels of it.
It's a spectrum, right? It's definitely a spectrum. Where on the spectrum do you land in terms of luxury?
Exactly.
And I think, and I mentioned this too. I'm born and raised in Miami here. I'm one of the few in the area, in the business and everything. But it's definitely interesting when you guys talk about that luxury. It's cool to see the evolution of what these buildings, what that luxury status used to be versus what it is now, right? And I've seen it from both sides. I've seen it as a resident, someone born and raised here, and as a realtor. So I see the two different sides of the coin, which to me is definitely interesting, and it's elevated that Miami status, that lifestyle, the number of restaurants that are in Brickell, the number of just drive down Brickell and look how many expensive cars there are. Yeah. Right, it's elevated that luxury lifestyle that we all knew we had here in Miami. It's just it took us a little time to get to it, but it's definitely. Brickell is something that's evolved over the years. Like Giovanna was saying, basically before this was just a residential area. I saw an image of how the Brickell area used to look like versus what it looks like now. It is a completely different.
I feel like you can see it in the architecture, though. For our architect buffs that are listening, this is super interesting. So you can see the different etapas, or the different stages of Miami in terms of its architecture. It's super, super cool. So in the beginning, Miami used to be a base, actually a naval base, or a naval base for the U.S. during World War II. So smaller housing, very, very short. Was done tiny. Then came, started coming in the developers, right? You started getting them in, doing buildings. They started getting higher and higher. And then you started to get in, the builders were mainly building for the bankers. Because Brickell Avenue, of course, was a great central point between the domestic market, meaning New York, Chicago, California, and the international market, which has always been a feeder market for us.
Yeah.
So things like, for example, the bankers used to come in, meet with their clients, and then leave. So the
The lights went a little off.
Yeah, the
But it's-
sensor.
yes.
There's like a sensor right there.
It's a
There you go.
sensor.
So the bankers used to come. They used to buy like 1 bedroom, maximum 2 bedrooms. They used to come, fly in for like a week to meet with their buyers, their private wealth management buyers, and then head out. And that was it.
That was it.
And then we started to get the Latin American market feeding more into Miami. So as these private wealth management clients would come in, we used to be like, well, let's put some money in here, just to hold it safely. And I think we saw that a lot with the Colombians, with the Venezuelans that were kind of, at risk. Their monies were devalued heavily within the banks.
Yeah.
And
So, South America did great here. I mean,
Oh.
people they are still
Yeah.
parking money over, because it's security. And Miami brings security to everybody.
And that's exactly why you would see like a lot of these Venezuelans come in buying 1, 2 bedroom apartments, studio apartments, and just bringing money here. They used to buy like 10 at a time just to, not have their money or their currency be devalued throughout time. And then now, post-COVID, you're seeing a lot of more of a domestic market. So
Yes.
the units are getting bigger. They're getting a little bit more luxurious. The materials are becoming finer. We're placing more importance on bedroom space, on closet space, on kitchens.
And also after pandemia, people tend to enjoy much more where you live.
Yeah.
It's like you would like something that you can stay and have fun and have a good balcony like we do. That's why our balconies are 422 square feet minimum.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And you have the summer kitchens as well.
And
Yeah.
every balcony has a summer kitchen, so it's more the leisure that I'm gonna have. I've earned this money and I'm gonna shower myself in it. So it's something that it's more toward the resident, thinking of the lifestyle.
And now the units have more amenities. Also, the buildings have more amenities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this one doubles. It's 80,000 square feet of amenities. My last building was 42,000 and 391 units.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
now this one, it's 189 units for 80,000 square feet.
Well, that's the luxury now.
Yes.
It's more exclusive, more privacy, and more amenities.
I see. That's right.
Yeah, we're also getting incredible architects. I mean, to have Antonio Citerio and Patricia Beal come in and
Wow.
do the interior design and architecture, they've done the Bulgari hotels worldwide. That is huge. And for them to look at Miami and say, I'm going to do the personality of Miami within the architecture of this building, within the interior design. I mean, that's a big deal. That places a huge importance here.
And the approach Iterio is doing.
Yeah, the approach, which is like, in the development world, this is like a little fact. It's really rare to have both the architect do our interior design. That's why in some units and some buildings, you'll find that our like common area or like the common areas look completely different from the actual apartments themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. They place a lot more importance on the common areas versus the actual apartments because
It's like a assemble of pieces in other projects. In this one, no. Everything's cohesive. It's the cohesiveness of the architecture and design that Citerio is not only doing the architect and designing of the building, but also its common areas. Let's say, for example, the furniture from Ax Alto. And he's the designer for that furniture. And the Techno Gym equipment, he's the designer of that. That's coming into 1428. Or our Clinia.
yeah.
Our kitchens are designed by Citerio also. So it's something, even the landscape.
Yeah. So this kind of big architects that come in really tend to redefine a city, really tend to change the shape, the face of it. It makes it more beautiful, more attractive, and you'll see it throughout time. I think even so now, we're not even, this is the peak, but the next project that's going to come is also going to be one of the most beautiful projects in the city of Miami.
We're getting better. We're
Yeah.
getting better and better. And IRG, it's like we're so excited to have them over. You have been so, such a level, your clientele. It's amazing. And the leads that you have, it's like we're super excited to have you over in our building. Thank you so much for your support, guys.
Yeah.
Always.
We feel so proud of you.
Part of that change is you guys. Part of the
Of
change in
course.
Miami is due to your company, what you've been doing, who you've been bringing, the international clientele that you've been managing. I mean, you know people and you expose Miami in such a wonderful way that I think the city of Miami really has to thank you guys.
And
that's
worldwide, in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what
you
we
just
do.
went to
We just-
Europe. You went to London, and you're super big in Turkey. So it's like, wow, I'm bow to the queen. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. What we try is just to show the best of Miami has to offer, and we just showcase it there so they can come over.
You're ambassador. You're an ambassador,
ambassador.
and you're an ambassador to 1428 Brickell.
Yes, and we love it here. We feel like home.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the things that I like about it is that they really bring the best of Brickell, because Brickell used to be a lot of vegetation, all the greenery that you have was very residential, and then you start seeing all these new buildings that kind of break that down. But now 1428 brings that back, and it's in the middle of Brickell, so you will be able to enjoy that within the height, the beautiful views to the Biscayne Bay, but still have and enjoy that residential and that
Component.
greenery. Exactly.
Also, it's an oasis.
Yeah.
It's like
It
an
is.
oasis.
It is.
Yes. we
Yeah,
feel
and I
it.
think one thing that sets this building apart as well, which we haven't really touched, is the solar panels.
gosh.
Oh
if
my
you guys want
God.
to talk about that, because definitely
I feel
it's-
so proud about it.
Oh my God, this is going to be the first
Yes.
ultra luxury high rise in the entire US that actually incorporates about 500 photovoltaic integrated glass panels, right, along our western facade where the sun hits, the hardest, right? And this actually captures about 470,000 kilowatts of energy and applies it to our 80,000 square feet of common areas. It sounds like a lot of numbers, but in essence, what it does is that it is eco-friendly. We are LED certified. And on top of that, it reduces the cost of association for our residents in terms of energy for our common areas, along with reducing our carbon footprint, which is something that is extremely innovative, and in part was a huge thing for our architect that really feels like we need to give to the next generations.
Absolutely.
That's amazing, and that's what I like about this project. It's unique in its
unique,
kind. Yeah,
definitely.
Yes.
All right. I think we're good. We've definitely hit a lot of solid points about the building, about why people should come to Miami, why Brickell, and I want to say thank you to both of you for being on today, and definitely be on the lookout for episode 3 next week. And thank you guys so much.
Thank
you so much.
guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
So
you. Thank you for
hopefully,
being today.
Please call and let us know whenever you want to come, your clients.
For
we'll
sure.
bring the experience to them in 1428 Brickell. This is your home, and we feel and your family.
Yeah.
Thank you. And actually, we want to ask all the audience, whoever has some more questions about it, feel free to reach out to us and let us know. What would you like to hear about?
Hit us up on all the platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're
Spotify.
Yeah, the podcast can be listened to on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio. So a little bit of everything.
Yes, I feel so.
I'm a subscriber. I'm a
I
subscriber.
mean, I feel famous now. I really do. Like, wow,
awesome.
You're
Well,
gonna get me to the next level.
Perfect. That's the goal for all
Congratulations,
of
guys.
us.
This is an amazing experience. I've never done it before.
Well, this is not the first one. It's just this. This is just the first one. Let's say that.
Yeah,
Gio,
it's a
we
start.
need to do one in Spanish.
Let's do it.
So let's
For sure.
yes, get together.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And
Thank
see
you,
soon.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
This is the Time Is Now podcast, presented by IRG.